the temperature should go down. You see that? Another response of my system is that when the temperature goes too low, below 18 degrees Celsius, the system should turn red. Welcome back to another update of my project, guys. My name is John, and now I'm going to show you the integration of the Internet of Things into my project. So, from the last update, you'll see that I made a new variable specifically for my project. And as you can see, now the wiring is so much better than before. And you can connect them to the computer if you want to, but it basically just works in itself. So, for now, I want to show you the inside of my project. If you go here, normally it is a green color for our Spirulina. We have the pumps, we have the sensors inside, we have the pH sensor, temperature sensor, and the light sensor, or our LDR. We also have the pump and the two limit switches. So the principle is that when you put water in, this would be the minimum amount of water that you could put in. And so the water pushes this up. And we know that it's at the minimum. And the water pushes this up as well. So we know that the water is at the maximum. We'll see it better if you look at it this way. The water would push this up, essentially, if it reaches the maximum so it doesn't overflow. So, now what I want to show you is the data acquisition of my project. As you can see, this is for the LDR value, this is for the temperature value, and this is for the pH value. So now the way it works is that this is uploaded to the internet, right? But you see how this is an LDR? If I put more light to it, it goes from 800 and it goes higher. You see how the data goes up? It's now at 900, sorry, and now it's about 1,700, 1,800. So the data, as you can see, it goes from low to high. Now, let's talk about another sensor, which is the temperature sensor. You see how it's 20 degrees right now? And it just kind of like stays there for a bit. But if I put it in my hand, because my hand is warmer, you can see that the data goes up. Goes higher and higher. And then eventually, the temperature should go down because there's no more heat going into the system, into the sensor. Now, to speed up the process of it cooling down, I'll use a cold water, as you can see here. And if I dip it there, the temperature should go down. Do you see that? Another response of my system is that when the temperature goes too low, below 18 degrees Celsius, the system should turn red. The process is a little bit slow, but the principle here is that we are getting the information online through the ESP. Now we're getting closer to our value of 18 degrees Celsius. It should become red now. If it goes below that. See, the system now gives out a red light to indicate that we are using a heating pad. But because I don't have a heating pad, I'm simulating that with colors. So before it was just blue, green, blue, green, blue, green, which doesn't mean anything. But now we're actually using colors to represent something or a process. Now we're heating up the system. It becomes green again because I touched it, so it becomes warmer. Now we have another sensor, which is the pH sensor. If you look at here, the pH sensor goes up and down a lot. But if I put it in water, it should be pretty much around 7, pH of 7, which is what we're getting right now, 6.9. 6.9 is very close to our pH of 7, which is neutral. 6.9 is, yeah, now it's becoming like around 7, pH of 7. That means it's just a little bit acidic, just a little bit. It's not perfectly neutral. But if we put the system, if we put the sensor into an acid, for example, because I'm putting it in water right now. I don't know if you can see it. Yeah, I'm putting it in water right now. But look what happens if I put it in acid. The pH should go down because we know that pH is acidic. The acidic is like low pH. See how it went from 7 to 4? And look how the data, it went from high to low. Now we're going to bring up the pH again by putting it in water so it's a little bit more neutral. You'll see that the pH goes higher like that. So that is my inputs. And later, I'll show you the outputs of the system by putting in actual water into my system, using the pumps, using the oxygen pump, and air pump, and fan. But for now, we have the inputs into our system, which is uploaded on the Blink program. Also, by the way, if I push the minimum, we push it up and pretend that there's water, because you know this sensor, it floats. So now the low is green. But if the water goes all the way up, they both should go up because the water is touching both of them. But let's say we drain the system, it's not the maximum anymore. So this turns off, the maximum turns off, and that's now at the minimum, right? But if the water goes down, it should turn off. That means it is at the minimum. So yeah, all we have to do now is to add our pumps, air pump, nutrient pump, and our fan, essentially. We'll be back for the next video, the final video. This will go up, this will shoot up. That's because of my body temperature. See, going up. Huh? And if I pull this one up, it should go. It should turn green. And the next one should also turn green. Turn on.